This is without a doubt the worst music selection that could come up and pretty much guaranteed to win this round.
Dueling decades.
All right, guys. So I pick up the point in that round. I take control of the board. Heading into our last 1 point round. You know what? Let's make this the music round. So my worst of music selection is a CD released August 18th, 1998. I present to you an album that I remember hearing in my house over and over as a kid, pouring out of my mom's home office where she used to do all of her Amway paperwork. So this was in her collection of what she called listening music. There was CDs that she'd pick out of the BMG catalog, you know, albums like Yanni, various orchestral favorites, and then
Far Side.
Yeah, ethereal new age music stuff. Sometimes she'd pick out the CDs on name alone. This includes the time that she ordered the greatest hits of Soundgarden because she thought it was such type music. So, but on this purchase, she knew the names. All three of them to be exact. Dubbed the concert of the century, I present to you, for your listening displeasure, the Three Tenors, Paris, 1998. Cashing in on the triumphant debut of their CD in 1994, the Three Tenors, Jose Contreras, Placido Domingo, and Luciano Pavarotti reunited on July 10th, 1998 for a recording of a concert special in Paris to celebrate France's hosting of the World Cup. This time they were supported by conductor James Levine in the Orchestre de Paris. So let's go to a review in the Gazette out of Montreal, Quebec, Canada, August 22, 1998. The reunion of the Three Tenors last month in Paris was foreseen by many opera fans as a nostalgia act. The gentlemen in question are all way past their prime, yet turned up with their voices intact, ready to give all, maybe the prospect of nearly 2 billion television viewers. Functioned as an elixir of youth. He closes the article with, "Surely there was a better way of ending this disc than with You'll Never Walk Alone. As far as I'm concerned, this is a mawkish song received by a indefinite interpretation by Eugene Levy as Bobby Bittman on SCTV. So if you're really into opera, go ahead and check it out. It's the Three Tenors, Paris 1998. But for me, my money, nothing gets better than the sultry sounds of Enrico Palazzo. I give you the Three Tenors, Paris 1998. All right, Mancrush, what did you bring for the music round?
All right, so let's go to August 16th, 1977. And being that this is a worst of episode, I'm going to start packing on the sadness. No releases could top this music news. It shocked not only the United States, but most likely the world. This really, you know what? It doesn't need much of a sell right here. This is without a doubt the worst music selection that could come up and pretty much guaranteed to win this round. So I'm just going to say that right now. With that, I'll leave this to President Jimmy Carter, who weighed in on the situation with a statement of his own. And I quote, "Elvis Presley's death deprives our country of a part of itself. His music and personality, fusing the styles of white country and black rhythm and blues, permanently changed the face of American pop culture. His following was immense, and he was a symbol to the people the world over. The vitality, rebelliousness, and good humor of this country." And just put the hammer down on this awful event that was Elvis's death. At the vigil in front of Graceland, 2 teenage girls from Louisiana were struck down and killed by a hit-and-run driver. Yeah, Treacy Wheeler, she swerved towards a crowd of 2,000, hitting 3 girls who were they were talking to a policeman. 2 of the girls died. 3rd girl suffered a fractured pelvis. And then on top of that, 4 men planned to break into the mausoleum where Elvis Presley's body was entombed so they could steal it for ransom, but they were arrested. 3 of the suspects were arrested near the mausoleum at Forest Hill Cemetery shortly after midnight. The 4th idiot, he twisted his knee while running away from the police, and he was arrested later that morning. terrible travesty. There was a lot of stuff, as you could see. There was a lot of side stories I wanted to point out that this was monumental news. I think we lived through the Michael Jackson death. This is way worse. This is the death of the king, Elvis Aaron Presley, at the mere age of 42.
Oh, wow. That's a downer.
Yeah.
All right, Chucky. Let's see how you can follow that one.
Okay, I just want to say, Mark, you really did a good job with that, holding it together, saying that she broke her pelvis and not,
I tried.
Yeah, I was holding it back, man.
Yeah,
and
and
he also died on the toilet, so that's an even bigger bummer.
That's a misconception. He died in his bathroom, fully clothed on the floor.
Okay. So basically,
but a lot of people
that the rumors started that he.
Yeah, so the rumors, his bride to be at the time was the one that found him, and actually, I wanted to like add her into this because she actually had something. She had like some. She went back to Memphis and did some kind of like talk or whatever Q&A, but I missed it. I couldn't find any information on it. I think that was like August 12th or something.
Oh, wow.
I forgot her name. She wasn't a very prominent name, that like especially in Elvis lore, everybody kind of hated her. But
I'm sure she was like the Yoko, probably.
Yeah, but from
like
from what I read, and a lot of stuff that I read, she actually put a book out in 2014. I can't remember her name now, but a lot of the stuff was unwarranted. Yeah, I mean,
well, I'm gonna lighten the mood here, and I found something in the News Journal. I love Wilmington, Delaware. I'm in Delaware. August 28th, 1987, taking place at 7 p.m. at the Valley Forge Music Fair in Devon, Pennsylvania, but it was reported in Delaware. Charged by phone again, Ticketron, $16 tickets, tax and parking included. Those were the days, weren't they, guys?
Damn.
Wow. Parking and
now it's dude. The concert I'm going to tomorrow is a shithole, and it's $20 for parking.
You can't. Oh my god, that's just ridiculous.
Yeah,
that's ass. So this lineup we have at our festival, the lineup was the Corkalinka Dancers. I almost didn't say that right. Smokin'. 87 Grammy Award winner Jimmy Sturr, not Star, Jimmy Sturr, and his orchestra. Hot.
Yep.
Headlining this barn burner, none other than Myron Florin from the Lawrence Welk Show. Now that's fire right there. But apparently people as far as Delaware all the way to Pennsylvania are huge polka fans. A bit of a fun fact is that I grew up in a town outskirts of Chicago called Berwyn, a huge it has huge polka roots, and festivals with accordion music, wasted bohemians dancing, pierogies, sausages, and beer. I'm telling you this because I'm disappointed to report that I found zero coverage on this festival of polka proportions. That brings me to the conclusion that this night had to have ended in no other way than a bunch of arrests, chaos levels of Woodstock 99 or an annual Juggalo gathering. But we have the Polka Festival of 1987 out of Devon, Pennsylvania on August 28th, 1987.
Why I cheered for Jimmy Sturr, his hometown is 10 minutes from my house.
Hence why he's probably playing.
Yeah, when you pull into, it's Florida, New York. It's right by Warwick, New York. When you pull into Florida, New York, it says home of Jimmy Sturr.
Jimmy Sturr, not Jimmy Starr. Sturr.
Jimmy Sturr, yep. The Black Dirt region.
Of the Northeast, apparently.
Pick up some onions and listen to some polka.
Forget about it.
All right, let's turn it over to Joe Finley for his verdict on the music round.
Oh, so much to discuss. The three tenors in Paris. I want to give Mark some credit because if we remember the Seinfeld where you'd say Pavarotti, Domingo, and the other guy. Well, you gave me the other guy first.
Right, yes.
you gave me his name right off the bat. I was kind of hoping you were going to say it like that with the other guy, but it's totally fine. You gave him some respect. He threw a little Canada at me. You know me all too well. But it is the three tenors.
Yeah.
Elvis's death, no question. gigantic. I did that one story. It was like his last concert that he did before he died or whatever. It was that special he did or whatever it was.
Yeah.
But he's like, there's no question. There's no question. It would be like all the Beatles dying at exactly the same time. Like,
Plane
Lennon
crash,
was hard enough, but like,
Jeez.
yeah, exactly. It just, yeah, that like would have rocked the world. And well, it did, but I mean, that's what that kind of thing does. So yeah, there's no questioning that one. And this wonderful Polka Fest, Polka has a nice place in my heart. St. Catharines, Ontario, is the home of Walter Ostanek, the Canadian king of polka, and maybe the original
Kiss me
media
polka,
king of the
polka, polka, polka.
And what's really funny is I think that actually a little bit of John Candy's thing came from that, because John Candy and Walter Ostanek look identical.
Yes.
When it came
And
to,
John
like, the way
Candy
he
was from, yes, you're right. That totally
Yeah.
connects, I bet. Yeah. I mean, you
So-
can't deny an accordion. Once you hear an accordion playing, I mean, it's over. You know, it's like, I'm in it, man.
And I will give you one little polka story. I once interviewed Walter Ostanek in his music shop in downtown St. Catharines, and he was such a TV pro. He'd been on so many times. We were trying to explain, because usually you have to explain the person how to like put on the microphone and stuff. He's like, "No, I'm good." And he just dropped trow right in front of us and like started attaching the mic pack and doing all this stuff. And we're just like, "There's a really old man who's pantsless in front of us right now. What do we do?
That's
What
awesome.
do we do?"
A polka man, too.
But,
Over the
But,
balls?
but yeah, I mean, other than the fact that I know the Lawrence Welk show, everything else just kind of escapes me. Jimmy Sturr meant more to Mancrush than he did to me, unfortunately. But I mean, obviously, he called his shot and he got it right. Mancrush gets the point on this one. Elvis' death. He gets me with, obviously, the bigger name, the bigger news, and the sadder story, because everybody knows that that's my jam.
And fun fact, growing up, my dad really never listened to music, but every once in a while my dad had a van. He had a conversion van, like all the way through high school, which is weird, right? But he had like a tape collection, and I never heard this guy listen to music. Anytime I was ever in the car, it was always like the fan or whatever, like sports radio. But if you looked at his tape collection, it was all fucking polka music. Like, I'm like, who listens to this shit? My dad does. That's it.
I heard recently someone hit me up, and I don't know why. I'm not a huge polka fan. I mean, I don't hate it, but in my hometown there was someone that died recently, and they had an estate sale, and they had like all these like, accordions, and this person was like the polka king of like Berwyn or like Chicago, like, the Chicago suburbs or something. So I don't know I wish I knew their name, but it was pretty when I found that polka thing, I'm like, I gotta give props to polka, from
Polka,
my,
polka.
The king
Yeah,
of
polka,
somewhere.
polka. Kiss me polka.
It's
All right.
actually fun.
Big in Sheboygan, very big
I'm
in
sorry,
Sheboygan.
Mark, but if you go into your cable, everybody's got this, whether you know it or not. If you have cable, go into the deep channels. Go to the way deep end, like into the hundreds. There's this channel on there that's like they have like tractor pulls and shit, but they also have like these polka dance-offs on that same channel. So if you go and just look, it's probably like multiple hours of just joyous watching. Just drink a couple beers, watch these Midwestern folks dancing to polka in the middle of like I don't know, like it just looks like they're in a gymnasium, but they're
What
having
can I
the
say?
time of their fucking lives.
Telling you, yep. Get some
So,
beer and some bratwurst, you're good.
Yeah,
man.
just watch that shit. It's a good time. Jimmy Sturr.
Holla. Shout out to Jimmy Sturr.